Say word.
Say word? No.
Word.
Okay. I don't know why that one's so quiet. Just try to talk loud.
All right, testing. Can y'all? Okay, I think I can hear myself now.
Okay.
Okay.
You can hear yourself.
Yep.
Should be okay.
All right, testing 1 2 1 2. Yeah, nothing on that one.
Okay, so just update the score.
Yep.
Like,
Score here, increase, decrease, change name.
yes.
All right.
You got it?
All right, y'all. We are starting out with top 4 Rushdown for June. Welcome, everybody. We got Sinister X and Frankosaurus coming on up right over here. We're already getting hot in the action, starting a little bit late here. Sinister keeping that range going as he is going to want to do, keeping those flames. There we go. Frankosaurus going to walk him down. No, just going straight in with the EX. Psycho Crusher, though, tries to get the teleport out, but Frankosaurus is ready, clips his wings, and is pushing Sinister towards that corner, catches him with the bomb. Oh, but jabs his way out. Sinister is keeping alive over there, but whiffs the fireball, changes spaces. All right, but we got a level 1 up on deck right here. That's going to get Frankosaurus deep into burnout territory. He can only do so much blocking here, and is one touch away. That is going to seal round 1 towards Sinister X. All right, tries to drive rush in after the arms. Does not pan out, though. Playing the air game a little bit here. There we go. We're doing really good, though, at keeping that pressure up, but it's not going to matter right now. Sinister with the perfect parry changes that momentum, and he's fighting his way back out. Smart backdash, clips into level 1, and again we are in burnout territory. Nope, we're going to get the forward throw. Another throw after the punch. Good. Keep that pressure up. Still watching that drive gauge, though. Frankosaurus doesn't have a huge amount to work with, and Sinister is really good about doing that drive gauge pressure. Oh, that was nearly bad. Whipped the bomb attempt. All right, now we're back at range. Just jumps right up, doesn't care. Oh, man. We are one touch away now to put a point on the board for Frankosaurus, but he's going to have to make up a lot of distance. Getting some Marvel going up on here. Oh, baits the throw into the hover, and Rudy, Sinister X, takes the first match. All right, let me figure out how to work this thing here real quick. It looks like I have to. Apologies if I'm a little bit slow on this. I'm working on learning the system as we go. First 3, character must be selected. All right, y'all, I'm still kind of sorting my way through on this. Apologies if I'm a little bit distracted on this. All right. I'm just going to mess with the technical stuff here in just a moment here. We are moving on. Looks like Frankosaurus has moved up round 1. It's not letting me change the score here. It's saying I need to select the characters. Yes. Oh, I got to hit the save button. Okay, turns out there's a button. All right, y'all, we are now technologically proficient, which means we can get back to what matters most, watching these fine gentlemen beat each other into a pulp. All right, Yoga Inferno into pushing. Frankosaurus into that corner, working down that drive gauge. All right, this is really dangerous territory here for Frank, but he is at least up 1 round. So even if... Oh, no. Oh, does not finish that, though. He is still in, and he is still very lethal. He does have enough meter right now to be a serious threat. Bison's level 2 does do a chunk of damage, and we are actually in range right now where I think if he hits him with that, that could be the set. This is really, really dangerous here for Rudy. Stuck in the corner. He's going to have to be careful blocking. We are... Oh, doesn't have anything to work with. Catches him with the overhead, and Frankosaurus is going to take match 2 of the set. We are tied up here in winner's side top 4. All right. So the thing that Frankosaurus is really going to have to watch out for is Sinister is very adept at staggering his punches. Those long buttons that Dhalsim has, it's one thing just to throw them out and just create a wall of limbs that just you can't get through, but it's the fact that he staggers and delays the timing of them. It makes it so hard to anticipate. You can't safely dash in. Oh my god, perfect parries the window wash. Not allowed to paint that fence. There we go. Back dashes the corner throw. And that does not have enough iframes to get past the Yoga Flame. Drive impact into the corner, guaranteed kill. And Sinister X is going to move up 1 round with a very healthy meter advantage as well. Level 3 is almost on deck. There we go, but Frank is going to catch him with the drive rush, low forward. Shoving him in that corner. Let's see if we can keep him in there or if Dhalsim is going to just teleport out as he is prone to do. Oh, just jumps right up, plays the air game. There we go. Here we go, and throws the parry attempt. That's actually got Sinister now on the back foot. Putting himself into burnout, but gonna pop the level 3, get some of that drive gauge back, get himself halfway out of burnout, but he is still in very deep yellow territory. And that's gonna at least burn out Frankosaurus as well. So at least if they're suffering, they're both suffering. He's gonna see if he can chip away though, because right now the ball is really actually in Sinister's court because Dhalsim is so good at the chip game. There we go, but being very patient, gets his drive gauge back, chip is off the table, but again, baits the throw with the hover and catches him for match 2. 2-1 Sinister. Okay. All right. All right, we're getting some knees going up on here. Got that pressure really strong. Very smart throw on that parry attempt. Of course, Dhalsim's one major weakness is that he doesn't have much in the way of defensive tools. He's really dependent on that parry. You have to be really smart about how you utilize that because he doesn't really have any get-off-me buttons otherwise. So those throws in the corner can be really powerful as a tool. There we go, in the drive reversal, the other good defensive option, just keeping people away. Trying to get that drive gauge built up, but no, he's going to get caught with the jump in into round. All right. Oh my god, that confirm. Right there, straight into level 1, knock out some more of that drive gauge, shove you in the corner. You're just going to have to hold this until you can work your way back up. What's it going to cost? There we go, Rudy up here putting up a toll road here. You can drive this road, but you are going to pay the fee, but gets a little bit too greedy with the hover, and he's going to eat a lot of damage, gets shoved back in the corner. I don't think that back throw was intentional, though. I think that was a mistake. See if he can make it still work. He does get the stomp, and this is going to get into a kill. That puts Frankosaurus tied up 2-2. We are at last match of the set. All right, and of course, this is still winner's side. So while the loser of this is going to sit down, they are not eliminated from the tournament. They do have a chance of getting their salty run back. All right, and I like that Frank has been doing that EX stomp down because that does keep him having his turn, keeps that pressure in the corner really strong because you can't just rely on just parrying past it, but drive impacts through the pressure, and now we're going to trade places, and now we've got Frank in the corner. Now it's going to be Rudy back in the corner. We are just trading places up here, trading out drive gauge in exchange for corner position. Jumps over the level 1, but he's not going to be able to get the punish on that whiff super. His only benefit there is that he survived and that Frank is down some meter. But this is still going to be really tough for Frank. He's going to have to work his way back in. He did just get his drive gauge back, though. He has all the toys. Is it Christmas time? Is he going to got that throw in? He's going to have to get at least 1 touch or 2 throws. Oh, my God. Punches his wrist. Just knows the exact distance on that. That was tight. He's trying to catch him with the air game. We're burnt out again, and that's not going to be enough to kill, but he is shippable. It's going to catch him right there in the block stun. And Sinister X is at set point. Going, I need in that grand finals. I will not accept anything less, and you are the only thing standing between me and it. Does drop the combo, though. He's able to keep that going, though. Manages to catch him again. Going to go into level 3. This is going to do a chunk of damage. It's going to leave Frankosaurus without 1.5 bars of meter left, and probably into the not quite in critical art territory, which is unfortunate. Even if he can build up a level 3, he'll actually have to take some damage to really juice out the damage. And he only has 1 bar of meter to work with to cross that toll road. He's going to get clipped in the air, though, fall on a fireball. And what is that interaction right there? Doesn't matter. Sinister X is going to move forward into grand final, sending Frank down into loser's bracket. All right. Next up, we are going to be shifting downtown into losers semifinals. We have D4C versus Infinite Fatal. And I'm fairly certain that both of these gentlemen are the 2 who knocked me out of bracket earlier, so I don't know who I'm voting for. But this should be, I would think, a very, very good fight. All right, let's see who we got on which side here. It looks like we've got D4C on the left, and we have Infinite Fatal on the right. All right, and while we are transitioning out, I just want to give a quick shout out to our local fighting game community. For any of you who somehow do not know and have never heard of us, we are something of a big deal. We are recognized by a couple of smaller organizations. They don't really actually matter all that much, but they did send us some nice little trophies just as a thank you for how awesome we are. So that was appreciated. But frankly, none of that matters because we don't need them to tell us how awesome we are. We're already here, and we know, and hopefully all y'all at home not able to come are able to see the passion and love and just fantastic community we got down here in the San Antonio fighting game community. All right, we've got an Elena versus Jared. It's going to be all the kicks all the time. Let me get this updated. All right, getting early to the corner. Here we go. Oh, no. What was that? What was that? Oh, no. Someone hit start. And we're going to treat that. Are we going to treat that as a match, or are we going to treat that as a gimme? Uh-oh. Boar's sitting down next to me. He's going to be touching the controls, and he has no mercy. He is, of course, the San Antonio FGC's resident villain here. The Destro to our Skeletor. Is that a take a match, or are we just... You don't know? You're the TO! Okay. Alright, so right now I'm just going to assume that that was just an oopsie and both fighters were okay with going. We didn't know what happened. So we're going to go ahead and get started fresh. That was just an opening attraction. The trailer ahead of the movie. Alright. And jumps over the Fuha. We are going to get corner pressure into the perfect parry, though. Back throw to trade places. Back here at neutral. Here we go. Get that Lynx roll going on. Have to respect Jury's projectile, though. Now, Elena does have a couple of tools that do go up over those. She can use those, but they're always a little bit risky, and they can get called out. Or, you know, Jury can just walk up and just kick you in the face. Sometimes that's all you need for a plan. And in that case, it worked out. Moving Infinite Fatal up. First round of the set. Oh, another perfect parry. D4C has been on point with those, getting those landed. But we're going to get back thrown, trade corner position, and gets caught with the ground fireball. And a level 3, that is going to be the match. I don't know, do y'all think that felt good? I think some of us would think that would feel good. I don't know if I really want to take a vote out here. I don't need to know that about y'all people. No punish on the throw whiff, but we are going to be able to throw Infinite into the corner. Lena's going to be getting that pressure up and going. A little bit of fake pressure right there with that kick, trying to bait something out. But both players being really smart and respectful about that space, knowing where they want to stand and where they don't want to stand. And we're going to get caught with the drive rush sequence into level 1. That's going to do a chunk as well. Send D4C into that corner, but whiffs the throw attempt. Not a big punish, though. Still okay. There we go with the down slide. Throw towards the corner. Get that low kick, and that's going to be the round for D4C. Get something on the board there. Go, ducks the throw, but no punish, and that's a punish sweep, though, and the cross-up, mix-up, push him in the corner, but good block. Another whiff throw with no punish, though. I think they're both being a little bit too respectful, a little bit too aware of just what that dangerous range is, and they're, I think, being really smart by not hitting unnecessary buttons, because you know how quickly you can get blown up from both of these characters. So the trade-up and what we end up having is a pretty defensive game here, all things considered. With only a few, there we go, getting through. That is, however, going to be some damage right there. We're going to spin the meter. There we go, level 3 into kill. Get Infinite Fatal tied up 1-1, but they are going to be at a severe super deficiency. We go with the punish in the corner. We're going to get some Fuha built up, get some stocks, but back in the middle. And with the reset, that was nice. Into the low, keep that combo going. Into a throw. There we go. Get into the air. Oh my God, the range on that was perfect. Clipped. We're going to go straight into level 2, or we're going to heal. We're going to heal, get some of that health back. get herself out of the danger zone and force Infinite into burnout. They're going to have to just hold this mix. However, D4C doesn't also have a huge amount to work with as well. And that level 1, even though it's not going to be enough to kill, is going to be enough to put some damage on there. But it's not going to matter. That dive kick gets blocked and is punishable. And moves D4C up to tie at 1-1. All good, all good. All right. I got to say, that corner pressure, Infinite Fatals really got on point. You really do not want to end up in the corner against this jury because they just have enough randomness and also awareness of where the match is, what you're likely to be doing. You really just don't get away with things for free. You have to fight your way out, and you got to earn your way out of that corner. And sometimes you got to just YOLO DP, and in that case, it worked out. I don't know what that was, though. That was a full screen anti-air, but luckily didn't get punished. But that one is, and that's going to go ahead and kill, and that's going to put Infinite Fatal up 2-1. Now, I would say that the shoe's on the other foot, but none of these ladies wear shoes, so I don't really know how we would do that. I do know, however, that this, if anything, is the epitome of Street Fighter footsies. If you want to tell me that this is not footsies, well, what else would you call it? Here we go. Kleps shoves in corner, gonna pop the level 1, knock that meter down a little bit. Not a huge amount to really make a difference, though, but we are going to keep that pressure up. But very nice. D4C identifies where the break in that pressure is and capitalizes on it. Gets nearly a full screen carry. We're back to midfield again. Smart on that. And then we're going to spin the meter. Yeah, we're going to definitely spin the meter to kick the kill. Yep. All right. Takes round 1 and isn't really behind a huge amount of meter either, so it works out okay. So D4C up 1 round. See if they can tie this thing up there. They are not going to go out if they can help it. All right, get off me. Get that drive reversal going on. Clips the anti-air, shoves him in the corner, but doesn't get the meaty off. Infinite ready on that. Jabs out, and oh! Another EXDP, there we go. Those have worked out surprisingly well so far. A lot of meaty attempts, just getting a little bit, I think, heavy on the pressure. There we go, throw that level 1 out there, get a little bit more damage out. Not a huge amount, but enough to get that full corner carry, shove you in the corner. Clips him with the low, and that's going to kill. We are now at set point for Infinite Fatal. 1-1. Both opponents tied pretty close on meter as well. There we go. Catches with the EXDP and throws the parry attempt for a lot of damage. Infinite's already down about a third of their health. There we go. And D4C has been very reliable with those anti-airs. And Infinite Fatal, obviously, as well. And also throws the parry as well. They're just trading roles here. However, oh, D4C unfortunately got burnt out on that. Is going to eat a level 3. Is going to be in the corner. And is going to be in burnout at set point. This is dangerous territory here. Drive impact at the start for the kill. Didn't have the level 3 buffer. That could have saved him, but didn't get it out in time, unfortunately. And that is going to send D4C out. Dude, good stuff. Thank you very much for coming on out. He did phenomenal. But that is going to send Infinite Fatal on further in. We're going to be sending up now, I believe, to Losers Finals. Yep. Yep, Frankosaurus and Infinite Fatal. Get them sitting down right here. Here goes a Frankosaurus on player 1. All right, we're keeping the Bison in. All right. All right, we have Frankosaurus and Infinite Fatal coming up on Losers Finals. Fighting for the chance to rise back up and take on Sinister X. Does not sound like much of a reward to me, but hey, that's what they really want. They're just getting straight at it, no prelude. All right, that was a smart parry. Even though if you ate the throw, you know, it could have been so much worse. Sometimes it's really just better to take that thing, eat a little bit of a damage, just show them that you're willing to do that trade. And in this case, hey, we've got a bomb planted. Oh, with the perfect parry, though. It's going to take the bomb right off. Throw back in the corner. We are in dangerous territory, and that throw is going to seal the deal. Frankosaurus taking round 1 with a very convincing whittling of that drive gauge. Just controlling that space. Nice scissor kick from the mid, not ready on the react. And that thing is going to, I think, come into play a lot here. Just because while Jerry does have a few tools that can threaten at that range, generally they're a little bit slower and not quite as safe. And definitely she doesn't get nearly so much off of them. However, we are going to catch in the corner into level 3. And that's going to go straight on for the first match. Puts Frankosaurus up 1-0. I think Infinite's really going to have to work on how to deal with Frank's shifting tempo there, because they did a really good job, I feel, of just keeping just unpredictable enough. There was pressure, but not so non-stop that you can just hold back and assume it's going to happen. We're going back to the characters, like, get our wits about us again. You know, to shake it off a little bit, go, you know what, that was just the first match. You got to kill me 2 more times, and that's not going to happen. Or maybe really what they wanted to do was get some of the pre-round faces going on. All right, there we go. Just kick that paint defense out of the air. Oh, but Frank was ready on that drive rush. Go. And, ooh, nice air-to-air. Oh, man. Here we go. That's going to catch. That's going to catch this level. Okay, that was smart, though. That was smart. The drive reversal was safe because Frankosaurus was in burnout. Get him caught off a little bit. And but it still wound up working in Frankosaurus' favor. Another mid-range scissor catches. Doesn't get the full punish, though. Doesn't get that bomb planted, so Infinite's still okay. Shove him in the corner. There we go, there we go. Reversal of fortunes. Push your way back out of that corner. Are we going to see another scissor kick? No, we're going to just see a jump in over the Fuha and into, there we go. No, drops the combo, drops the bomb, gets back thrown, and you're in burnout. You might have a health advantage, but this is still dangerous. Nope, not going to matter. Frank catches him and into level 3. That is going to give Frank the second match of the set. Yep. We're just going back to character select again. Are we having some second thoughts? There we go. We are bringing Ken in. Maybe seeing if we can use a little bit of our own kick pressure, our own projectiles to maybe shut down that scissor kick a little bit. Maybe a little bit more of a reliable anti-air. Let's see if this pans out. Sometimes it can, sometimes it's a little bit more of a risk because you're not necessarily warmed up on a character. You're kind of starting a little bit rawer on them. But in this case, the change in tempo does seem to be working out a little bit, at least at the start. A little bit of a faster... No, Frank was ready on that. Now reversal of fortunes, push you back in the corner. Now Ken does not have a lot of really good tools at getting out of a corner. He's really good at rushing you down, but if you're on top of him, he really just has his YOLO Shoryu. And especially in cases like this, you don't necessarily want to gamble the entire match on an EX Shoryuken just to get out of the corner. In this case, though, did fight his way out just the old-fashioned way by his own bootstraps. But gets greedy with that unsafe Hadoken and eats a jump in. And just like that, Frankosaurus is on set point. Seeing if we can do a clean sweep on here. Going, man, I got to eat dinner after this, and I need this thing done like an hour ago. Of course, I'm going to have to disagree with them. I do not want this thing going fast. I want to see as many matches as we can because we, of course, have the best Street Fighter action going on here. And more of that is always a good thing. However, we are going to be shoved in the corner. We are deep in the yellow. We do have a lot of meter to work with, but we did not capitalize off of that. We connected with the overhead. Oh, this is, however, he's definitely going to do a level 3 off of this. Yes, he is. There we go. We're going to get that burnout. We're going to get the critical art. We're going to wake up in midfield. Is he going to do a rush in? What's the mix-up going to be? Now, at this point, Bison, of course, does not have much in the way of... Never mind. I was about to say does not have much in the way of wake-up options. Does not matter. Catches him with the air-to-air and then seals the deal. 3-0. Frankosaurus is moving on up into Grand Finals against Sinister X. We're going to have a Bison versus a Dhalsim. Personally, now, I hate fighting both of these characters, so I'm not really voting for anybody. I'm not rooting for either because no matter who wins, I lose. That said, it's always a fun fight to see these two. Last run back, we got to see Sinister X versus Judas. Oh, it's not mine. And that match right there was one for the ages. Forget Evo. That's where the real hype was. I'm sorry, everybody else. So I'm hoping we get a little bit of that magic right here as well. But also waiting to see, because, of course, this is a situation Sinister is familiar with, how it differs from run back. Now the real question here, how to know how serious is Rudy right now? Are we going to get the tongue waggle? I don't know, he looks really solid. He looks really cold as ice. He's locked in. All right. No. There we go. All right. Here we go, y'all. We are at Grand Finals, River City Rushdown, Street Fighter 6, June 2026. We are going in. Let's see what we have going on. Jumps the scissor kick right out of the gate. Ready for that. Saying, no, that might have worked for everyone else, but guess what? I am ready, but I did backdash out and eat a boot. Here we go. Oh, no, that was 3 hits right there. That knocks Frank out of his drive impact. But okay, we got that corner. We got the pressure going. We got that close range. Well, we had the close range. The course with Dawson that never lasts. It's the frustrating thing about fighting a sim is just whenever you think you finally got them, they slip out. It's a little bit like trying to pick up soap out of a shower. You just can't do it. And there we go. You also, unfortunately, can't whiff buttons against the Dawson. No matter where you're at on the screen, that is a recipe for eating a stretchy fist. Now, you can, with proper spacing, of course, punch his limbs and then get in for a bit more damage. Use that to close the gap. But Rudy, in particular, is really good about using his zoning, using those fireballs to create a protective layer around his limbs, so it's never actually safe to try to punish them. And that is going to go into a level 2, into a perfect to seal the first match. Sinister X is now just 2 matches away from clinching the grand finals. And that is not, unfortunately, a punishable distance for that EX Psycho Crusher. That is, though. There we go, keeping that fire out because, of course, that fire does shut down most of Bison's get in their tools. It shuts down the Psycho Crusher, it shuts down the Scissor Kick. Now, his EX Psycho Crusher is Fireball invincible, if I remember right. I'm a Geef player. I don't use fireballs. I'm a man of culture. But I'm fairly certain that you can use that to get past his zoning, but of course you have to time it right. Otherwise, you know, he just blocks you and then you die. In this case, oh, he just died. Sinister X moves up round 1. He is halfway there. And that ridiculous midair teleport turns your punish into... Oh, see, there we go. It is projectile invul. I learned something. Yeah, Sinister did. Yeah, 1-0. See, and that's the dangerous thing about Dulcim right there. That teleport out of the corner, you can see him jump up. You can go in the air to punish him. You can do everything right. And he will still teleport back out the other side and make you regret trying to be smart. And, oh, that is going to be painful. Drop the combo. Going to eat a full level 3 critical art. Sinister is going to get a lot of drive gauge back. And Frankosaurus is going to now end up deep in the yellow and in burnout against a character who is probably the best in the game about providing chip pressure. He does still have a level 3 on deck. He can try to use that to get through, but it's not going to matter. You can't block that fireball. You are going to die to chip. And Sinister X, Rudy, moves up 2-0. We are at match point and tournament point. Frank is going to have to get some adaptation going on here, change up a little bit about how he plays. He hasn't really been getting Rudy to do a lot of parries. I've been noticing a lot more just regular blocking and just traditional zoning. So I'm gonna, looks like he's trying to bring Frozen a little bit more. There we go, that is working, but unfortunately we have changed corners. We're gonna push him right back in. Yoga Inferno, shove you right back in the corner, but oh, Frank is gonna catch him with the jump in and get the kill, get a point on the board. He's going, Sinister, no, you are not shutting me out of this. I am not ready to go home. I am not ready to end this tournament. We're going to make those Tekken players have to wait even longer. Oh, he did it again. He just anti-aired his anti-air. His character's in the wrong game, I swear. This is an Arx's character masquerading as a Street Fighter. No, JP's a NetherRealm character. Yep. We might be burnt out, but we have a lot of tools to work with. Oh, but this is going to be unfortunate. We are going to get that force drive impact into corner. We do have the tools to kill and get the round, and we are going to spend our cash. Frankosaurus is going to get a match on the board. 1-2. Get that kill. Blow up the Yoga Master. Going, Rudy, I know your food's out there. I know it's getting cold. Guess what? You're going to get it ice cold by the time we're done. That Coke, it's going to be flat. All right, so far it looks like a couple of adaptations from Frankosaurus have panned out, but the trick is, A, you can't rest on those. Sinister is very good at adapting, and you also have to be consistent. It's really easy for a sim to get you off of your game plan, especially the way Sinister works. He loves to just frustrate and whittle you down and get you to make mistakes you wouldn't otherwise make, because it's just so challenging and frustrating getting in. So you have to exercise a lot of consistency and a lot of restraint in order to just cross the barrier. Here we go. Just when you thought it was safe to go up in the air, Sinister is yet again at match point and tournament points with the perfect parry. Trading spaces, get that jump in. There's just stuff going all over the screen. There we go, we're throwing limbs out. That fireball is still in play. That thing has been here long enough that it's gone stale. That was a missed punish on the successful drive impact. It still worked out okay, and he's going to work his way back through. But that was a rare dropped punish. Okay. Here we go. And, we are one touch. Frank is in burnout territory. He's going to try to Psycho Crusher, but that is not the EX version. It is not Fireball Invincible, and he is, in fact, going to be quite Fireball Vincible. That is going to seal the deal. Sinister X is going to take grand finals for our San Antonio fighting game community's Rushdown. But that was a fantastic show. I don't even know if my mic is still going on. I might be talking to the air right now. But if y'all can hear me, thank y'all very much for tuning in. We are going to have some more action coming up for the rest of y'all. But in the meantime, we're going to be sending these fine gentlemen out there so that they can collect their winnings, get their pretty pictures taken, and then, well, say whatever Rudy is saying. I don't know. He's probably talking about how awesome Zangief is and how much he really wishes that he could be a proper grappler like, his idols. But assuming that's not actually what he's saying, that was just a great showing all around. It's been awesome seeing so many people from out of town coming down here as well. I've seen people here from Corpus Christi. We've had a couple of Austinites coming down. For anyone who's made the trip out here, thank y'all very much for coming and visiting. We love having all y'all down here. And for all of our stalwarts, all of our regular community, y'all are what makes this scene amazing. Y'all are what makes us the best. Please keep on coming out. Please keep on being exactly who you are. Fuck esports. We don't need anything but these beautiful people here. And Farad. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and tune out. Thank y'all very much. Y'all are the best. Long live the SAFGC. Long live the Otaku Cafe. I don't know why I'm waving at him. He's waving at me, and I'm waving at him from the monitor. He can't see me. What am I doing? I'm going to go get some caffeine. Y'all have a great night. Take care.